Happy 2021, y'all. I cannot believe it's the new year and I have my little friends here with me. If you know me at all, I absolutely love SpongeBob. I reference SpongeBob all the time. Hey everyone, my name is Kristen and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Happy 2021, y'all. This is so exciting that we are finally out of 2020. Praying for better times for us. I'm currently still on winter break. I have 3 more weeks to go on my winter break and then I start my 4th and final semester. And to kick off the new year, I really just wanted to have a sit-down conversation and talk about how I'm getting organized for this upcoming year and just how I'm getting organized for my last semester and how I'm also studying for the NCLEX. So it is just going to be a very informal vlog type video, so if you are interested, just go ahead and keep watching. Alright y'all, so you know that last year I did a plan with me video. I will go ahead and link it here. That was at the very beginning of my fall semester last year. Now this upcoming semester, obviously it's still 3 weeks away. I don't have any of my syllabi. I don't have any of my schedules of what exactly the semester is going to look like for each class. So I'm kind of just right now, I've pulled things aside to start getting organized and I am starting to study for the NCLEX and I actually am already starting to dive into the material for Surg too. I know it's kind of crazy, but I really just want to get ahead of the game, start my notes a little bit early so I don't feel as stressed at the beginning of the semester when it actually starts. So first things first, I guess I'll kind of start on, my planner. Now I do have a bullet journal. So last semester, I know I showed it on my channel as well. I already started bullet journaling away for January. I already have my calendar in there and some dates. I'm trying to keep it very general for my bullet journal. Last year, I definitely went above and beyond and it took hours to do the templates that I had in my bullet journal. So this year, I am keeping it very basic, very plain, and we are going with a very clean type of layout. With the amount of plans that changed last year and how many times I had to scratch out my assignments and how many times I had to write over, it just was not worth putting in the time and effort into making my bullet journal look nice. I am, like I said, keeping it very basic and generic for 2021. I am also planning on doing the same thing that I did last semester where I write out my classes and I put in a timetable on when my classes are. Now, I obviously don't have this semester schedule yet, so just for the time being, I am showing you what my last semesters look like, but I put all the classes on the left side of the page and then the timetable on the right. So I'm literally just going to copy and paste this with my new schedule. I do know right now that I have clinicals on Mondays and they're 12-hour shifts, and I do have my leadership class in the morning on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then I have my Surg 2 in the afternoon on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I also have an ethics class in the afternoon on Tuesdays. Tuesday sounds like it's going to be a very busy day for me. I think my Tuesdays from like 8 to 4. But the reason why I haven't put it down yet is because in my fall semester, my schedule completely changed a week before my actual semester. They, I guess, didn't have a professor for my class, so they had to switch around the time. I realized when I put in all the information in my bullet journal, everything was backwards. So I'm literally just going to wait until I get to the first day of class to make sure that I have the exact correct schedule in my hand, because I put so much time into this, I really don't want to have to do it a second time. Another thing that I love doing is a semester at a glance. Now mine from last semester, like I said, is a complete disaster because all my dates were incorrect because my schedule got switched last minute. So I obviously wish I could show you that. If I can find like a good layout or template that I can find on like Pinterest, I'll go ahead and link it here. Yeah, I do try to do a semester at a glance where all my assignments are on one sheet of paper just so I have a better idea of what to expect and what it looks like. Actually, what I did last semester is this is my full year calendar, but I took just the 6 months at the end of the year and then I put all the assignment names and dates next to it, just so I was able to have a better idea of what the semester was going to entail and then what was expected of me throughout the semester as well. Now, if you did follow my last plan with me video, you know that I have folders designated for each specific class. Now, I do have every single color known to man in the rainbow of my 5-star mead folders that are pronged. I absolutely love these. These have saved me throughout nursing school, and I've really enjoyed using these for clinical, and now that I have them, I am actually going to utilize them to organize my nursing school information because it's all printed out. I know some people don't like having paper forms of their notes, but I do. That is just how I learn best. And especially now that I'm getting organized for the NCLEX and studying for that, this is going to be a great way just to go through and organize each subject with a specific folder and make sure that all my important notes that I will be tested on for the NCLEX end up in these as well. Now, I do have to say, whenever it comes to classes specifically, I do like to have a folder and then a binder that corresponds with the same color. The organization of the binder and the folder are almost the same exact way, except for the binder is obviously going to have a little bit more information because I do like to have the binder for the class itself and then the folder for clinical. Now, for the binder, I do like to use tabs, and I do like to tab out the binder by exams just because that's how the content is normally organized by exams. At least that's how my school does it. So I like to stay pretty organized with my study guides, and I like to keep those by exam 1, exam 2, exam 3, exam 4. And then if I print out the PowerPoints, I can keep those PowerPoints within each exam module as well. Now, whenever I do get my syllabi and whenever I do get my schedules for each class, I do like to put them in clear pages just so they don't break, rip, fall out, tear. We all know how paper can be very flimsy. And I do like to put the schedule of my class at the very front of the binder or folder. It's very easy for me to know what to expect that day. I know what I need to prepare before the class, what I need to read, what assignments I have to do. It's very easy for me to stay organized that way, and it's worked all throughout nursing school for me, so I'm just going to stick with the same simple organizational technique. And like I said, that video that I had before, the plan with me, literally shows everything that I did. I'm kind of just like right now going through and talking about it, so if you really do need a visual, I highly suggest watching that video. Now, when it comes to getting organized for clinical, now I do only have one clinical the first 7 weeks. I have Med-Surg 2. It's a 12-hour clinical shift, and then I have my CRT rotation the second half of the semester. That is a specialty rotation that I get placed into, and by getting prepared means that I already have everything already printed out that I need for my clinical, because I know it is Med-Surg. I am going to have a patient that I'm assigned to, and who knows, I could have 2 patients that I'm assigned to. So I have tons of report sheets. I absolutely love this. I made sure I have a bunch of these already printed out because I don't know how many patients I'm gonna get this semester, so I have like 20 of these printed. Another thing that I already have printed out that I have a bunch of already are my SBAR sheet, which has my school name on it, but it's just the situation background assessment recommendation. Now this sheet is literally my best friend. I just go down through each category and I'll just read off. So easy for me to just pull this out and go through. So I definitely try my best to just make sure I keep one of these SBAR sheets with me. And then this template was also given to me by my school, but it is my concept map template. Now I do have a few of these already printed out. I absolutely love the way that this layout is. It literally just has like the patient demographics in the middle. I have my nursing diagnoses all around, and then they're numbered by importance. And then I have like objective, subjective data as well as lab values. And then I even have like cultural implications and then like current health conditions that my patient's going through, and then past medical history. So I love how easy and how nicely laid out this concept map is. So I'm going to be utilizing this for Med-Surg 2 because I already know I'm going to be doing more concept maps in that class as well. Now, other than those 3 papers that I talked about, there are a couple other papers that I like to keep in my clipboard. And this is the lab value sheet provided by my school that I always like to keep with me. I know that hospitals have them in their electronic medical record, but because I am being tested on the lab values that are in my school, I do like to have those ones on hand. I also do like to keep a little cheat sheet for a head to toe assessment. Now, this was also given to me by my school. This one specifically is the peds one because I just got out of peds. I have a bunch of those in my Med-Surg 1 for the adult, so I have to go and dig those out. But I do like to make sure that I have these on hand just to make sure that I don't miss anything in particular. I know that the hospital that I am at for Med-Surg 2, I do actually have to chart. I have been able to chart at that hospital before, so I already know I'm most likely going to have to chart for Med-Surg 2. So I like to make sure that I have that so I don't forget anything, because you never know. Sometimes when you have a conversation with the patient, you can just forget what you're doing. It happens. So that was a short breakdown on how I'm getting organized for this upcoming semester. But for my NCLEX studying early for Med-Surg 2. Now, starting January 2nd, because I already know I'm not going to be doing anything on the 1st, I am going to wake up at about 8 in the morning, and I actually do have my Saunders review guide for my NCLEX review study, and then I do have my ATI book that I absolutely love for Med-Surg 1. I am going to utilize this for Med-Surg 2. Now for my Saunders book, my plan is I've already started sectioning out this book. If you can't tell, I have tabs on the side. So in this book, I'm starting to section out anything that is patho and anything that is foundations of nursing. I'm going back to the basics, making sure that I go through each section by section to make sure that I remember and know and mastered all that material. Now I am going to only study one section a day, maybe two. It depends on how long the sections are. Some of these sections can be very short on each topic, and some of them can be very long. I have a feeling this is probably going to take an hour, maybe to a few hours, depending on how long the sections are. And I don't want to spend every hour of my day studying that I have off. I'm only planning on doing a few hours of studying because it still is my break, and I do not want to spend 8 hours a day studying. That is what January 19th is for, all the way up until April 30th, okay? Just to give you an idea, I have the fluid and electrolyte chapter right here. This is chapter 8 in the book. Now, this specific chapter goes from page 93 to 105, and then the practice questions start on 105. So that seems like it's about a little more than 10 pages to read, and to do the practice questions, this will probably take me like an hour to an hour and a half. So I might go to the next section and add in the acid and base balance as well. I want to make sure that I go through it because the Saunders book has a lot of information that maybe my school hasn't covered that might be helpful for me to know for the NCLEX. So that is what I'm going to do with the Saunders book. And like I said, I've already taken Patho Foundations. So once I'm done with Patho and Foundations, then I'm going to move to Med-Surg and then Pharm material, and then I'm going to go into maternity and then peds, and then I'm going to do like mental health and community more towards the end because those are more like therapeutic communication style questions. Now, when it comes to Med-Surg 2, I told you I have my ATI book. Now, I nicely asked a student from last semester if I could have the schedule ahead of time. I already have the schedule in my hands. Now, I'm not sure if that's going to be the same exact schedule that they are going to follow this semester. Med-Surg 1 was so much information packed in 12 weeks. Granted, I did take it over the summer, so I know this time around I am taking it in 16 weeks, so I have 4 more weeks to learn Med-Surg 2 material. But I already have the schedule, and we're learning hypertensive crisis, cardiac overview, ECGs, dysrhythmias, cardiac arrest. We have acute coronary syndromes, thrombotic therapy and cardiac surgery. We have to know cardiomyopathy, and then there's even more cardiac stuff. So I'm not gonna lie, cardiac's one of my weakest subjects when it comes to nursing school. I don't know why. Those questions are always so much more difficult for me. Peds, my lowest score was the cardiac section. So I definitely want to take some time going over all this material, reviewing the things that I needed to know for Med-Surg 1, and going more in depth for Med-Surg 2. Let me just get prepared for the next semester. Why not? I've already started sectioning out those specific chapters that I need to know in the ATI book. Now, if you watched my Med-Surg study routine video, which I'll link right here, you would know that I really did not read my textbook. I loved this ATI book. I only plan on using the ATI book for Med-Surg 2. I'm gonna see if that holds true going into the first week. I'm gonna try my best because that textbook is so large. There's so much information. I just love how ATI is laid out. So this is what my plan is to focus on. I'm gonna definitely have to talk to some people to see like last semester how it worked out if I can just focus on this. I'm not 100% sure if that's going to be my only study method. But right now, that's what I'm trying to do, is just focus on the ATI GI book. So I'll let you know if that's been a good idea or not. I already have the ECG section in my book tabbed out. I am already watching registered nurse RN videos on this stuff. So there is 7 weeks for exam 1 and exam 2 content. Now I only have 3 weeks left, so I am going to do a more in-depth review for exam 1 material, and I'll probably focus like 2 weeks on that material for exam 1, and then for exam 2 material, I think I'm going to use that last week before I go back to school, just to do like a quick brief overview, kind of get myself a little familiar with the material. I am going to be at Med-Surg for 12 hours, so I already know all this exam material up until the final I'm going to see starting day 1. So I kind of just want to get myself a little bit prepared before clinical. I know it sounds a little crazy, but I'm actually honestly really bored right now too. So I'm actually kind of proud of myself that I'm taking this time to already start reviewing this material. And I've gotten comments from people that y'all have already started studying too, which is crazy that y'all are so motivated to get all your notes done and y'all are so ready for this upcoming semester to start. Like, I'm proud of every single one of you for getting as far as you have. So just know that your motivation is actually motivating me to be like, wow, I need to get and hop on this bandwagon. Of course, with it being the new year, if you have resolutions or anything like that, good luck to the goals and dreams and wishes that you have set out for yourself. I'm not trying to follow specific New Year's resolutions. I am just trying to continue eating healthier. I am definitely trying to wake up a little bit earlier and actually be more productive in the morning. So I'm gonna start with 8 in the morning, and then we're gonna push it back from there, maybe to like 7 or even as early as 6. My older sister actually did get me a Bible for Christmas, and she even went as far to get me tabs. So every single book in the Bible is now tabbed. I've never actually sat down and studied the Bible, so that is something that I actually want to do and implement in my morning routine this year, is to just get up, take like 10 to 20 minutes to read some pages in the Bible and just reflect on what I've read. I am very big on morning affirmations. Like, I do like to sit and write down a couple affirmations on my phone, in my journal, in my bullet journal. So I definitely want to try to incorporate this in my morning routine as well. So this is something that I have planned for the new year that I want to incorporate in my everyday routine. And obviously I do like to just sit down and journal in general. So that is something that I hope to plan on continue taking into 2021. Now, I honestly think that is probably all I had to say. By this time, the video is probably going to be so long when it comes to my new year in 2021. I hope that you followed along throughout this whole video and you enjoyed the video. Of course, good luck to you and your New Year's resolutions. And if you liked the video, please give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. I can't believe I've already made it over 1,000. Join the community, join the Facebook group now. We've had some great discussions on there already, so please feel free to join the family. And I always want to wish you luck on your nursing journey. Happy 2021, y'all!